What's Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black Chi, 3 long face, skinny body. Got that degree. I'm working on a different intro. And we back with some more fire Boruto anime manga content for you in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, share the video with your friends. You know the dilly, yo. And let's get to the business. Yes, sir. Okay, so this video, as you can obviously see, I'm focusing on our guy Boruto's revival, because chapter 66 really has apparently what it seems like off this man. And at this point, it's actually been some time since the chapter released, at least, like, you know what I'm saying, a little over a week and stuff, going on 2 weeks. Been more speculations released as to how Boruto can be revived. My initial thought, even like soon as the chapter dropped, even when we got the spoilers, I'm like, yes, this is the perfect, and honestly it still stands as, I believe this is the perfect gateway for the manga's perspective, because it hasn't been implemented other than the Otsutsuki God panel we've seen with Code and Ishiki. The best way to open, you know what I'm saying, the best gateway to finally give us Boruto's Jougan and see how, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna operate in that regard, because we've been seeing it, we've been getting clues, we've been getting small dialogues and hints about it in the anime, and it's barely anything to nothing in the manga when it comes to the Jougan. Now that's the heaviest thing that's keeping it, but I've seen some other really good actually, that seems really plausible ideas of how Boruto can come back to life, or for the whole matter, is Boruto even dead really in the first place? Is he really on like life's death's door, kind of like how Sasuke and Naruto was in the 4th grade ninja war? Not dead, but they was like damn near dead, you know what I'm saying? So kind of like Boruto's in that state, hanging on, something going on with Momoshiki. However, the Jougan is just perfect because it's so many things that they can just do with this eye. First and foremost, it's called the pure eye for a reason, because I feel like they're gonna go away where they're not exactly sure, maybe Kishimoto is already, but at some point he wasn't exactly sure. But in terms of dealing with like the powers and the usage of the Jougan, like what's gonna differentiate it, you know, and make it so special, for the mere fact that, because we've seen in instances in the anime, this nigga Boruto can see portals to dimensions, he can sense negative emotions, he can see chakra points, he can see the weakest chakra points, he can open dimensions. Like, that sounds like a lot of shit. And then we also have more details and information on the Jougan and, like, I believe data books and all that other shit that I'm really not diving too much into, but like novels even have depictions and descriptions of the Jougans and mentioning some of its abilities, mind you, just saying like some. So how can this be like a gateway? Because at the end of the day, we have to understand, aside from Boruto's death, there's no way to stop Momoshiki right now, right? So to our knowledge, Momoshiki obviously doesn't have another vessel in a sense, but there's no way to stop Momoshiki from coming alive. Every time Momoshiki pops up, is Black Force energy. Like, he's with it, and it's always going to be on go. And they've come to realize that. So Boruto's prepared to die, because that's literally the only other way. Other than that, just wait until this nigga permanently takes your body over, and it turns from being moments of destruction to just full off, like, yeah, I'm with this shit 24/7. Killing Boruto would seem the most plausible way to solve everything. However, we already know the show's called Boruto, and the day Boruto's gonna come back, whether he's gonna come back, he didn't actually die, or something is gonna happen, the revival is gonna come place. And it's like, with the Jougan, I ain't gonna say they missed so many opportunities. Maybe this is the perfect opportunity. Like I said, it feels like the perfect gateway to introduce it finally, in the sense of, yeah, this is something that our main character also has, because it's like, yeah, Boruto is naturally strong, he's talented in his own right. We see the power he has with the karma, though it's not necessarily something like it could be where Jinchuriki, where he could eventually learn to grow and bond with the power. This nigga Momoshiki is on go, as I stated, so it's not something that he can even rely on. And even Boruto said the appeals that Amato gave him was just a temporary fix, because yeah, he can draw Momoshiki's power, he can even use more Momoshiki's power than what he's used to, but at the end of the day, he's just speeding up the process of giving his body over. So like, what's gonna be that niche that's gonna be like, yeah, that's Boruto, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously I see Boruto 16 years old going, still had a karma, so that design is too cold to leave alone. But is that gonna be like his thing? And that's what I believe the Jougan is gonna be like. Yeah, that's Boruto's thing. He's gonna be able to do so much with that eye, see so much. It's the pure eye for it, motherfucking reason, because it's gonna have so many, like, I don't know, I was gonna say some lame shit like erase away all of the impurities, but this eye is gonna be special for the mere fact of, we seen the Otsutsuki God. Now, when it comes to talking about Otsutsuki, we know everything derives from them. The Byakugan is the base, but you know what I'm saying? Niggas got the Sharingan, niggas got the Rinnegan, niggas got the Rinne Sharingan and all that shit. We seen Otsutsuki's with it. We seen Kage with it. You know what I'm saying? The Rinne Sharingan, Momoshiki with the Rinnegan, all of these niggas. And then we got Ishiki with his eye now, the Dharma wheel shit that I guess that's what we're going to be calling it and stuff like that. But when the Otsutsuki God is described, why is it that we don't see any other variations of this, or we just see like the Jougan? You know what I'm saying? Not only just the Jougan, like millions, like mad different Jougans everywhere on all of this nigga's body. You know what I'm saying? Pause. So like, why is that the case? What is so special about that eye? If we look in the mere fact of there's certain things that derive from certain things. So we got the Sharingan deriving from the Mangekyo Sharingan, the Tenzingan and Byakugan, the connection there. The Sharingan and the Mangekyo Sharingan, even connections with the Rinnegan, how that is opening with the mixing of Indra and Ashura's chakra and shit like that. Where do all of those come from? Now, we understand it's not really like all of those eyes have the same powers, but you can see the connection because where it's like with the Byakugan, you can see chakra points and stuff like that. It gives you visual prowesses in a sense. They can see far and shit. The Sharingan, you have precognition, you know, you can predict your opponent's move and shit like that. So it's like taking bits and pieces probably from a main source and just dividing it up, kind of like with Hagoromo, what he did with the 10 tails initially that was on Earth. He split it up into 9-tailed beasts, and they each had their own derivation of power, which ultimately came from the same source, which was being the 10 tails. So we can look at all of these eyes and all of these things as a derivation or something, maybe somewhere along that line coming directly from the Jougan, meaning as the Jougan, the pure eye, like it has all, maybe I ain't gonna like hacks it like that because that's just making Boruto too much, but like its abilities is kind of like all knowing, kind of like how Naruto's ability to like, you know, he healed Kakashi's eye without really knowing that he healed Kakashi's eye, but on a much more grander level. Like this eye gives Boruto so much fucking insight. He's just like, damn, bro. Like he looks at Mitsuki like, I know, and Mitsuki's like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, I don't know, but I know. Like I just know. The Jougan on some that type of shit. But at the end of the day, this is about this nigga Boruto laying flat on the fucking ground at the end of chapter 66. Can this nigga? I believe the Jougan is definitely gonna be the key, because at this point the manga's pushing. We see the trickles of like, yeah, it's time skip territory. It's time skip territory. Will they be bold enough to like wait until time skip to introduce Boruto with the Jougan, or even just pop up time skip Boruto with the Jougan? I feel like going along with this whole Boruto's death thing and then having something happen, maybe it's like this is the key. Because remember, Toneri said like it was still too soon. Like the Jougan was supposed to even been awake back in the academy days. He forced that shit to somehow, you know what I'm saying, get open, deal with the New Age situation. And then there's instances whenever Boruto's dealing with real bad shit, and especially like the Otsutsuki, his eye will pop up or powers will trickle out, you know what I'm saying? You see glances of his eyes. So it's like this can be the, yeah, nah, motherfucker, the Jougan is here. This can be the thing that triggers it. That like, yeah, all right, the Jougan is gonna be here, and that would be lit. Because at the end of the day, the Jougan, we know the things like, yeah, seeing the dimensions, traveling, not really anything that we don't really already know or have already seen, other than the mere fact he automatically can see the weak point of his opponent and strike right there to get the most effective hit. That was like pretty lit. But like other stuff, because at the end of the day, if you just leave Boruto's eye as it is with the things that we've known, it's like, all right, you really just could have given this nigga like a special Byakugan, or just get a nigga a Tenzingan or something for a mere fact. Why introduce a whole new eye? Call it the pure eye, have all of these mysteries surrounding it, ride it, introduce a whole motherfucking Otsutsuki God with nothing but that eye all over his fucking body, and then just give it some basic ass powers without anything, you know what I'm saying, that's like, what's gonna be the advantage in Boruto's case? Like, this eye can possibly, I don't want to say possibly, I initially thought like the Jougan might be able to way to, and I still believe it can still happen, be a way to keep Momoshiki in check or keep the karma power in check, because we obviously know Boruto's 16 years old. That's going to be Boruto. That's Boruto. But he still got the karma soul. So how is that the case? He's not going to be friendly dinnily with Momoshiki. No way, Jose. The only way is this is a good way to introduce the Jougan, but the Jougan has so many advantages that they can just add on to it. Like, yeah, it was a way to, it triggered, you know what I'm saying, whatever Kawaki did, it triggered, you know what I'm saying, Boruto got his life saved. Maybe at the same time it erased Momoshiki, or it's a way to suppress or seal Momoshiki in a way, and that's how Boruto ends up getting his star. Maybe Momoshiki takes over one more time and he realized the Jougan is the problem. He has to get rid of that shit if he wants to really, you know what I'm saying, have Boruto's body forever. And Boruto's like, you know what I'm saying, gets the scar and shit like that, because there's a whole lot of theories around how Boruto manages to give himself the own scar in order to take out Momoshiki's Byakugan. And it could follow also along these lines where Momoshiki's trying to take out Boruto's Jougan. But at the end of the day, bro, chapter 67, man, That's it for the V, man. But to my next video, it's your boy Black and G out there, little face skinny body. Let me know what are your thoughts on Boruto chapter 66 and your anticipations for how they tend to go about Boruto's revival, or if Boruto really is even dead, and how that all can be incorporated with the introduction of Boruto having the Jougan finally in the manga. But until my next video, holla at you, bro. I'm gonna holla at y'all. Black and G out, yes, sir.
Hey, can we take a trip to the sky? Show them that our limit's too high. Cocoa butter hips on the west side. She said